You know, people in society in general can be pretty confusing. One of the things that I always thought was interesting was this whole idea of perpetuating being unique, being original, standing out, not being like everybody else, right? We're hearing it constantly from everywhere. We're constantly told that that's what, society is all about. Stand out, don't fit in, it's okay. And then when people do it, society punishes them for it. And I feel like one of the most notable is the transgender community, which is really weird. Transgender people are, to say they're a minority, they're a minority of a minority. And yet we talk about them like, they're all over the place and a big threat or whatever. And in reality, these are just people who are just being themselves. And I feel like we're doing the opposite of what we should do. We should be embracing them, because part of becoming a better person is growth, and that means change. And I think transgender people really encompass this, because they not only embrace who they are completely, they're willing to reinvent themselves entirely. From the look to the name to everything, who they are. And I think that's such a powerful message, and it's such a great example to people, to say that you can also do the same thing, We do it all the time on certain levels, right? People change their makeup or clothing or hair, and that's all fine, even if it's radical. But I think that if you would investigate it further, why are we tied to the things that we were assigned, right? So if you don't like your name, you can go out and change your name. You can go out and you can register and pay to have it changed legally, and now you have a name you like. You don't have to live with it, but we're told we have to. Like, there's some kind of legacy or something, right? And that's just not the way it is, in my opinion. I think that all of us should understand that at any given day, we can be different people. We can do better, and we can change. We don't have to stay the same, constantly. And so I think we need to take a step back, and instead of being all angry and, not understanding what's happening, we need to be more supportive, and we need to listen more about what people are going through and why they're doing what they do. Not listen to people talking hearsay. Listen directly from people. Look for videos that are from transgender people, just talking about life. Just listen, be friends with them. And I guarantee you that you'll come around and understand that they're showing us there's a freedom that we're all kind of missing out on. And I think that if we listen and we, take a page from it, we will end up being happier. And I feel like in general, if society is feeling better and is happier, overall just makes for a better society for all of us who live here. And so I always joke that, if we were all Pokemon cards, that, transgender people would be the super, super rare one that everybody be fighting over to get. And yet in real life, we kick them when they're down, and we don't show them support. And that's not good. It's just not a good way to handle anything or treat anybody, especially in a case like this, like I say, when they're representing something that is so vital to humanity, which is self-expression, evolution, doing better. And, by no means am I saying anybody should go out and just, decide they want to be, go full transgender. If that is where their, journey leads them, perfect. They should be able to do it. But there's a lot of, intermediate steps along the way of, like I said, even before, change your name. If you don't like your name, change your name. If you don't like your, hairstyle, change your hairstyle. If you don't like, the hobbies you have, or if you don't like the people you hang out with, these are all things that we can change all the time, any day. And yet, we often live in fear that if we change, it's going to be disruptive, or it's going to be confusing to people or whatever. And you don't need to think that way. The more people who live their true selves, the better we make society, because we're providing a place for people to be people. And that's really, at the end of the day, it's really all anybody is asking for, right? We all just want to be people being people, living our lives, and ultimately finding happiness. And we all deserve happiness, you know? And so it's just something to think about the next time, you know, you're coming across profiles or comments or anything like that about, you know, what transgender people are up to or what they're doing, because it's almost always negative, and it's always meant to paint them as not people, or people who are just mentally ill or violent or whatever, you know, people who don't know any better just make up, right? But again, the thing we should take away from it is we should not be fearing or putting these people down. We should be respecting the fact that they are so brave to live themselves, live their true selves in a society where even right now, it's dangerous to do so. Or at the very minimum, it's very unrewarding. You know, we like to pretend that, you know, we're all about inclusivity and everything, but we all know that, you know, companies can say one thing, but boy, you don't fit the look that they're looking for, and you know they'll pass on you. They won't say that's why they're doing it, but it happens. Just like, you know, oh yeah, we welcome everybody, but once they know you're gay, you know, then they behind the scenes, I don't know. So life's hard enough. It's already us against the earth. It's us against nature. We don't need to make life harder for each other. As a matter of fact, we do better when we make life better for each other. So, I don't know, take a moment, kind of think about what I'm saying and apply it to yourself. Like, is there something about you that you would love to change or update or, you know, just have fun with? But in the meantime, though, just be you and enjoy it and support other people being them too.